I think most of you are aware today is a special day, the Buddha's descending. In yearly calendars, we have 4 in Tibetan calendars. We have 4 Buddha's holy days, in the first month of the Tibetan calendar. Then we have the first one, the miracle day. And then in the 4th month of the Tibetan calendar, then we have the Sakadawa month, where we are celebrating Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and passing away. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes in some it's 4, but in the same day. And then we have in the Tibetan calendar, the month of the 6th, then we have the first turning wheel of the Dharma. And then this is the Tibetan month of the 9th. And this is the Buddha's descending from the God realms. So according to the according to the some of the stories, or the at the age of 41, Buddha at the age of 41, he attained enlightenment at the age of 39, and the age of the 41, he saw that it's a time the karma of the God realms in that Sumjuzasum, one particular God realm, is ripened to teach. They seem ready to hear the Dharma. The karma has ripened to. At the same time, his mother was also born there, and Buddha's mom passed away after 1 week after she gave the birth. And so Buddha also saw it's a time has ripened for his mother to teach, and also to pay the kindness of the mother to give the birth. Even though Buddha was, the mom didn't have much time to take care of him because she passed away very quickly after the birth. But because she gave the birth, so again, to repay the kindness. So Buddha in the summer, normally in summer, there is 3 months retreat. During one of those summer retreat, then Buddha went to that God realms and taught together with some of the students who have a psychic power. And those students who didn't have those psychic power couldn't go with the Buddha. And so then Buddha gave the teachings there, almost over 3 months during the summer. And then at that time, there is one king, in Tibetan is Sukjin Yinpo, who was also one of the main Buddha's disciples. And not being able to see Buddha for a long time, he started to missing, and also he thought, so then, and as well as the disciples or follower in the world, they started to miss him, and his teachings and his inspirations, his everything. So then they asked, to invite the Buddhas back to the world. So Mongoliana, one of the Buddha's main disciples, who is known for his, psychic power, Sherab Buddha known for his wisdom among his disciples, and Mongoliana is known for his psychic powers. And so they asked Mongoliana to go to the God realms and request the Buddha to come back to the world. And they said, those God and godly realms, they can come to our world to receive the teachings, whereas we cannot go there to receive teaching. So therefore, go and invite the Buddha to again come back to our world to teach. So Mongoliana, with his psychic power, then he went and he conveyed the message from the king and the rest of the follower disciple in the world. And then Buddha also saw, it is a time again to come back to the world and again continue the teaching. Is the best time and ripening of the sentient beings in the world. And so then again he descends from God realms to the human realms, and it is supposed to be the time now. Today is the time when Buddha again returned back to the world, and so we celebrate that, So because Buddha returned back to the world, so then he continued to keep teachings, and through his teachings, that is what all the whatever benefit and help we get now, all because of his teachings, Um, so we remember his incredible kindness and his incredible deeds, and so we celebrate with the virtues by engaging more virtues during this day, engaging more practice, more virtues. So that is the today, that is today's the special day for that. So today we will do the Buddha Shakyamuni practice, this evening. So again, as usual, we will start with the motivations. And so again, before we start the motivations, trying to calm your mind by watching the breath for a few moments. Then we can think and contemplate. The purpose of our life is not only to work for well-being just ourselves. That will be too selfish. As well as minimizing our own potentials. Therefore, the purpose of our life should be able to help and benefit other sentient beings as well, and for work for the well-being and benefit of all sentient beings. And if we can do that, then we fulfill the wishes of our Guru. We fulfill the wishes of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all holy beings. We fulfill the wishes of all sentient beings and ourselves. And even though there might be many ways to help and benefit sentient beings, but the greatest help and benefit that we can do for them and to help them to free themselves from all their afflictive emotions and obscurations, which are the very root of all their problem, all their sufferings. and to be able to help them not only to receive or achieve temporary happiness, unreliable, unstable, temporary samsaric pleasure, but to be able to help them to obtain lasting true ultimate happiness. That will be the greatest help we can do. That will be the best way of repaying the kindness. But at this point, even though we have the potential, but we ourselves is just like themselves in the samsara, lost, confused, overwhelmed by delusions, karma, obscurations. So therefore, we are unable to help in that way as much as we want. So therefore, in order to benefit and help in that way, we ourselves must achieve fully enlightenment as soon as possible, so we can help in that way. Therefore, I must achieve fully enlightened state as soon as possible in order to help and benefit all sentient beings. So try to feel that strong feeling. Not only I must, I'm going to try with all my best to obtain that fully enlightened state through body, speech, and mind with all three doors. Even though that wish is so wonderful, powerful, but we are not going to achieve that just by that wish. We have to engage into the path that lead to that enlightened state. By actualizing the 5 pattern bhumis. And in order to alter the path, we need to actualize the bodhicitta mind and engage into the bodhicitta practice such as 6 perfections. And in order to actualize the bodhicitta mind and the wisdom, realizing emptiness, we need to reflect, contemplate, meditate on them again and again. As well as we need the support of purification, accumulation of merit, in order to have the realizations on top of the meditations. And as well as we need the blessings of our gurus and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. For that very purpose and reason that I'm going to engage into the Buddha Shakyamuni practice here today. So then you can also visualize, our parents and surrounding us and all the strangers and people with whom we have conflict or we dislike, and all other sentient beings in human form surrounding ourselves as vast as space, engage in practice together. So then I'm going to read the visualization, so you don't have to read, so you can just try to, again, don't worry if your visualization is not clear. You just try to follow it and as much as you can, but just try to feel the presence of the enlightened beings, the Buddha there, and just feel that he's there as is described. If you can visualize well, that is even better. But if you cannot visualize well, don't worry about it. Just try to feel the present as is described. Okay, so I will just try to read it. And sometimes I might add few words here and there. At the level of my forehead, about 2 meters in front of me is a large golden throne. It's beautifully adorned with jewels and supported at each corner by a pair of snow lines. On the throne is a fully blossomed lotus, which symbolize the renunciations, and on that are sun cushion or disc, which symbolize the wisdom, and the moon disc, which symbolize the bodhicitta mind. About the lotus, sun, and the moon disc sits Guru Buddha Shakyamuni. So in essence, is our root guru in the form of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. So try to feel that. Is the Shakyamuni Buddha who have manifested as our guru in human form. And our guru who is in human form in actual is the Buddha Shakyamuni. So no difference, same. So try to feel as much as possible. So Guru Buddha Shakyamuni, who has achieved perfect cessation of all suffering and obscurations, has attained all perfect realizations. Also, he is the manifestation of all the omniscient mind of all Buddhas, the ultimate Guru. So all the Buddhas in one. He is inseparable from my root Guru, who showed me the unmistaken path and is bound by infinite compassion to me and all sentient beings. Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's holy body in the nature of golden light is very, very magnificent. He wears the three saffron robes of a monk. His face is beautiful and has a loving smile. His compassionate eyes look toward me, but simultaneously encompasses all sentient beings. His eyes are long, narrow, and fine. His gaze is very peaceful. His eyes are half closed, half open. His lips are naturally red. His hair is dark blue or black. Each hair individually curls to the right. On the crown of his head is pinnacle. The palm of his right hand rests on his right knee, the middle finger touching the moon disc or moon cushions. His left hand rests in his lap in the mudra of meditations, holding an alms bowl filled with nectars. He is seated in Vajra posture in the center of an aura of light like a sunbeams. Each feature of his holy body represents an aspect of his omniscient mind, his inner realizations, and also demonstrate the causes, the merits collected in the past. No matter how much you look at the Buddha Shakyamuni Buddha, one never feels satiated. Just by looking at him, it cooled down all the agitation mind, all the disturbed mind, brings so peace, calm. The supreme refuge, Guru Buddha Shakyamuni, encompasses the Guru, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So his enlightened body represents the Sangha, his enlightened speech represents the Dharma, his enlightened mind represents the enlightened Buddha or the mind. So all in one. From his holy body, beams are emitted in all 10 directions. Numberless manifestations of Guru Buddha Shakyamuni are transformed on the tips of those beams to ripen the infinite sentient beings. So you can visualize one Buddha Shakyamuni on top of each and every sentient beings. Looking at me with a compassionate eye, Guru Buddha Shakyamuni says, son or daughter of the lineage, if you want to be liberated from the suffering of samsara, I will guide you. He happily promised this and also promised to free me and all sentient beings from the breathless state of lower realms. So try to feel his unconditional love, compassion, and limitless wisdom and skillful means. To each and every sentient beings equally. Whose compassion never decrease whether you criticize or you make offerings, you ignore whatever, or even harm, unconditional, true compassion. His wisdom to know exactly what our state, each and every sentient being's state of mind, predispositions, karmic state, and knowing exactly how to guide, how to lead to the path and to enlightenment, according to each of us in each every situation, every moment. So with that, then we can recite the refuge and bodhicitta prayers. So while keeping that, faith to the Buddha Shakyamuni, as well as compassion or the bodhicitta to all sentient beings. So we recite the bodhicitta prayers twice in English and we chant one in Tibetan. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodan soge chonam la chanchu bato dane kyapso dage jinso gibe sonam ge lola penje sangye dubai. So again, try to generate a strong refuge, faith, and go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, all in one, Guru Buddha Shakyamuni. And then from the heart of his heart, his enlightened wisdom, compassion, manifest in the form of light, nectar, into oneself and all sentient beings, and cleanse and purify all our negative karma, all the delusion, all the sickness, all the spirit harm, all the negative karma, all the delusion, all the obscuration completely. Especially all the negative karma that we have created in relation to Guru and Three Jewels, being completely cleansed, purified. And then receiving the blessing of the enlightened body, speech, and mind, all the realizations. Especially the realization of unshakable refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So then we do the four immeasurable. Again, as we recite slowly, we do 3 times instead of, with each of the immeasurable, we recite 3 times slowly. And then also you try to, if you want to do Tonglen, you can do Tonglen, so again, with the first one, we can visualize sending all our not only wishing them happiness and cause of happiness, but we're sending all our virtues, all our positive qualities and happiness in the form of light and giving them happiness and cause of happiness. So may all sentient beings have happiness and causes of happiness. May all sentient beings have happiness and causes of happiness. May all sentient beings have happiness and causes of happiness. Then next time you can visualize taking all the suffering and cause of suffering of others on yourself. As we just said, the next one. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes of suffering. You can visualize taking on yourself. The next one, we can visualize again, sending and giving them ultimate happiness, which is inseparable from the suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that's free from the suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that's free from the suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that's free from the suffering. Then as next we do the immeasurable equanimity. Again, we can take on the discriminating mind of anger and attachments, which is the cause of all the problem, on ourselves. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from the attachments for friends and hatred for the enemies. And thereby helping them to be in perfect equanimity. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachments for friends and hatred for enemies. Okay, so then next we do the homage, paying homage by recollecting 12 deeds. Again, as we recite slowly, try to recollect as much as you can of all the 12 deeds, and then by remembering all these incredible Buddha's deeds, we try to generate a strong faith. And with that strong faith, we try to pay homage, respect. Protector of ocean, like set of non-attachment, faultlessness, imperturbations, all-inclusive, undistractions, unconfused sins, method, power, vows, and knowledge, wisdom, homage to you, mindfulness, efforts, base of psychic power, the supreme faculties and amazing powers, the enlightenment factors and the Arya path, all those who duly realize Homage to you. In the three countless eons, completing the 10 stages, to tame the God, you became in a Tushita, the excellent being known as Siveta Kitu. You of infinite merit, homage to you. Knowing it was the time you happily entered the womb, were born from the womb, engaged in youthful sports, went forth and lived in the practices of esoterics, realizer of all benefit, homage to you. Beneath the Bodhi tree, you overcame the mind of loving with the mind of loving kindness, Mara's force. All the conquerors of the 10 directions gave you empowerment, O great hero, homage to you. Having won the 5 super knowledges by the supreme Vajra like Samadhi, you gained the unsurprisable awakening, leader of the world, homage to you. Abandoning all stain and their impressions, your wisdom knowledge grew completely full, so you are the whole world's refuge, even the gods. Perfect Buddha, homage to you. You gain the triple kayas, the bodies of great bliss and wisdom with the 5 sudden features, and with the elaboration still by the nature and shown in all form for others. Homage to you. Your body gleaming like a king of mountains, gives off infinite light just like the sun, and shine all around with the marks and signs. Unparalleled protector, homage to you. With the true words of Dharma, eloquence of excellent meaning, you proclaim your lion's roar that fears no listeners, all bedecked in 60 qualities, homage to you. You of the 5 wisdom knowledge, clear, unobstructed, of non-abiding equality, source of virtues, achieving all good for disciples, free of all concepts, Lord of the world and Nirvana, homage to you. Discoverer of all virtues, worldly disciples of the rhinoceros light and conqueror children, common and superior, supreme teachers of samsara and nirvana, homage to you. Though you are free from all the bonds and fetters by infinite miracles that fulfill your vows, you benefit beings as long as samsara lasts. Sole friend of all beings, homage to you. Turning the excellent, precious wheel of Dharma, you discipline beings very hard to tame and fix disciples in the 3 liberations, possessor of the 10 power, homage to you. Knowing the season of your disciples' fortune, you entrusted the doctrine to the Aryas and manifested nirvana at Kushinagara, putting an end to sorrow, homage to you. That being's merit might yet be increased, your remains were turned into heaps of relics, serving as a basis for the whole world's worship. You whose deeds are ceaseless, homage to you. Then we do the 7 limb prayers. Again, with each of them, we try to do slowly, Again, with the frustration, you can visualize, countless of yourself and making prostrations with body, speech, and mind. We prostrate. I prostrate reverently with body, speech, and mind. I present clouds of every type of offering, both actually arranged and mentally emanated. So we can take few moments to visualize whole space filled with offerings. In nature, it is a blissful blissful and emptiness. The wisdom relies on the emptiness. Blissful wisdom relies on emptiness. In the essence, it is that, but in the form of different aspects of the offerings, such as drinking and washing water. Each of those offerings filling the whole space. All kinds of flowers, beautiful flowers, incredible incense smells, light, all kinds of light that you can imagine. You can see all the lights, especially sometime when we sing Christmas all over the world. All kind of beautiful kind of lights. Perfume, all kind of perfume. Food, especially those that you like, that we're attached to. Beautiful music. Full of all beautiful form, wonderful sounds, smells, taste, and garments, robes, all the ornaments, such as 8 auspicious, substance, 8 auspicious signs, 7 precious. You can think of all kind of beautiful offerings. Making offering. And Guru Buddha Shakyamuni, who encompasses all the Buddhas out of great compassion, delightfully accept our offerings. And experience great blissfulness. So then next, I confess all my negative actions and downfall collected from beginner's lifetime. So we take a few moments to declare and regret all the negative karma that we have created in the 3 times through body, speech, and mind due to one of the delusions. Knowingly, unknowingly, we regret. And make a strong determination that we will try all our best not to make the same mistake, not to create again in front of the Guru Buddha Shakyamuni as a witness. And then we do the next one. I rejoice in the virtues of ordinary beings and Aryas. So again, we take a few moments. First, we rejoice in our own virtues. The virtues that we have come here together with the good intentions in this special day. And trying as much as we can to practice with a good heart. And we rejoice to all the virtues that we have created today, from the very this morning, taking Mayana precept, or whatever virtues that we have engaged into, any practice, any virtues, even having some positive thoughts and actions, meditation, whatever we did, rejoice that. We rejoice in the virtues of this week, this month, this year, and all the virtues that we have created in this life to the body, speech, and mind. And we rejoice in the virtues of the past, in the all past life, from the beginning of lifetime. We must have created a lot of virtues. That is why we have this precious human life. May the Dharma, may the qualified gurus, all those virtues. We dedicate all the virtues that we might be creating, which we will be creating in the futures. Then we rejoice to the virtues of all our gurus, their incredible, tirelessly helping, benefiting others. Thinking only of benefit of others. Their incredible wisdom, skillful means. All their incredible projects to help benefit others. All their incredible deeds. Then we rejoice in the virtues of all the Buddhas of 10 directions, especially the Buddha Shakyamuni, who encompasses all the 10 Buddhas, direction of all Buddhas. Even the just from his body, it liberates so much sentient being just by seeing them. Their mind get peace, all agitations, bad feelings pacify. Compassions arises so easily. His incredible speech, just by hearing the speech, pacify all our delusions, answer all our questions, clear out all our confusions. And all that comes because of his incredible loving kindness and wisdom. the omniscient mind, to be able to see both realities simultaneously, directly. While being in a totally meditative equipoise, same time to be able to perform to help and benefit sentient beings, all sentient beings at the same time. So we rejoice. Then we rejoice to the virtues of all the bodhisattvas on the 10 bhumis. And we rejoice to the virtues of all the bodhisattvas who are on the first two paths. Then we rejoice all the virtues of arhats, in those who are on the path. And all the virtues of ordinary beings who are not on the path at the moment. Okay, so then next one. Please remain until the end of samsara. So we can think, making that request to the Guru Buddha Shakyamuni by offering a Vajra throne that dissolves into the main throne. And Guru Buddha Shakyamuni joyfully accepts to remain until the samsara ends as request is being made. So then we go to the next one. And turn the wheel of Dharma for transmigrated beings. Again, we can think that we make that same request to Guru Buddha Shakyamuni by offering Dharma, by offering 1,000 spoken Dharma wheel made out of precious jewels. And again, Guru Buddha Shakyamuni very pleasantly, with a lot of compassion, accept to teach and to turn the wheel of Dharma to show the path. Then lastly, we do the dedicate. I dedicate my own and others' virtues to the great enlightenment. So, due to all the virtues that we have created, may each and every sentient beings be able to actualize or obtain fully enlightened state. Then we do the short mandala offerings. Again, we can imagine like some of other offerings from one mandala manifest 2, from 2, 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, and filling the whole space with all this mandala, the universe, and making offering to the Guru Buddha Shakyamuni. So shibe ki chonshin me to dari ra le shi yin de gemba ne sangye shindu mi de o ai do gu nama da shin Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kaniyataya. So again, Guru Buddha Shakyamuni joyfully accept the offerings of the mandala. So as we recite the Buddha Shakyamuni mantras, again you try to revisualize the Buddha Shakyamuni, or just try to remember that, keep the visualization that we have already generated. And again, feel the presence of Buddha Shakyamuni in there, Guru Buddha Shakyamuni. At the heart of Guru Buddha Shakyamuni, there's a, moon cushion or moon disk. On top of that, there's Hung syllable in the center, surrounded by Buddha Shakyamuni's mantra, clockwise, all standing up. And all of them, transparent, like a light, rainbow light. And all of them is a Guru Buddha Shakyamuni's, enlightened wisdom energy in the form of that syllable and the sound, the letter. So, the mantras clockwise and making the sound. So that, And as we recite a little bit from those, so each of those syllables, each of those mantras are actually wisdom, enlightened wisdom in that form. And then from that, white light and nectar flows. Again, those white light and nectar are just not ordinary light and nectars, but actually wisdom energy in that form. And cleansing oneself and all sentient beings of all the spirit harm, all the sickness, all the negative karma, all the delusion, all the obscuration completely. So try to keep that visualizations as much as possible. And then while we're reciting the mantras. Taya ta o mune mune ma mona e soha. Taya ta o mune mune ma mona e soha. Taya ta o mune mune ma mona e so. Taya ta o mune mune ma ma mona eso daya ta o mone mone ma mona eso daya ta o mone mone ma mone eso daya ta o mone mone ma daya ta daya ta daya ta o mone mone ma mone eso. So imagine, visualize, and think with total conviction all our sickness, spirit, harm, delusion, negative karma, delusion, obscure inside me, completely cleanse, purify. And ourselves, all sentient beings, become like crystal clear without even any trace of any negativities. Completely pure, transparent. As we recite more mantras, you can visualize again from the Hung syllables and garlands of the mantras. Again, the enlightened wisdom and realization in the form of yellow, orange light flow and enter one set, all sentient beings, and feeling from the bottom to the top in every part of our body, every part of our cell, filled with all these realizations. And due to that realizations, feel our whole inside, outside great bliss because of all these realizations. So try to keep that as much as possible. Daya ta o mune mune ma mune so. Daya ta o mune mune ma mune so. Daya ta o mone mone ma mone 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 so. Daya ta o mone mone ma. So again, visualize your total convictions and that whole our body would fill with all the realizations. A blessing enlightened body, speech, and mind, all the realizations, especially highest level of bodhicitta and wisdom. each part of our body, each cells of our body to feel with that. That induce great bliss. So as we recite more, then you can try to think the pain and suffering of all sentient beings, their individual sufferings and general sufferings. And with that understanding of their suffering, then trying to generate a strong compassion, the wish to free them from the suffering and cause of suffering. The wish to lead them to lasting true happiness and cause of happiness. So try to feel that as much as possible. Strong wish to free them from all the suffering and cause of all the suffering, all the cause of all the suffering. And wish them to lead and guide to lasting, true, ultimate happiness. And the cause of that ultimate happiness, the fully enlightened state. So while trying to keep that strong wish and feeling, as we recite more, you can think and visualize from your heart, sending, the enlightened energy, the wisdom and enlightened energy in the form of light and nectar and cleansing and purifying and healing all their suffering and the cause of suffering, such as all the sickness, physical, emotional, mental sickness, whatever spirit harm there might be, all the negative karma, all the delusion, all the obscurations. So while keeping that, again, visualization as much as possible, we recite again. Taya ta o mune mone ma monae soha. Taya ta o mune mone ma monae soha. Taya ta o mone mone ma monae soha. Taya ta o mone mone ma monae soha. Taya ta o mone mone ma monae soha. So again, we try to, with total convictions and visualization, think and visualize all their suffering and cause of suffering have been completely cleansed, purified, healed. They all are free from that, become like crystal clear, transparent, without any trace of all suffering and cause of suffering. Then again, we visualize and imagine, again, sending more light nectars in the form of yellow, orange, again, which are the wisdom energy, enlightened energy, and entering each of those sentient beings and receiving all the blessing or enlightened energy of body, space, and mind, transforming all of them, receiving all the realizations, especially the highest level of wisdom and compassion, and feeling with that. Taya ta o mune mune ma mona so. Taya ta o mune mune ma mona so. Taya ta o mune mune ma mona so. Taya ta o mune mune so. Taya ta o mune mune. Taya ta o mune. Taya ta o mune mune ma mona so. So, with total conviction, try to imagine, visualize, and think that they all receive all the realization, all the blessings, and they all achieve fully enlightenment, fully enlightened state. That we have evolved, being free from all the suffering, cause of suffering, and lead them to fully enlightened state. So imagine, visualize, think, all sentient beings have been fully enlightened now. And all the lights and nectar that we have sent out dissolve back to our heart. And also all sentient beings who have been enlightened also dissolve into our heart. And become all same oneness. So as we recite more, again we can think, the very person, me, who is trying to liberate all sentient beings from the suffering, cause of suffering, trying to lead to enlightenment, even though that me or I appear as someone so real, inherently existent, truly existent. But if we analyze deeply, there is nothing truly existing, inherently existing self as it appears to our mind. If you try to investigate, analyze, where is that I? Is it within the aggregate? Is it outside of aggregate? We cannot pinpoint and find if we, according to or by the ultimate analysis, neither within any part of the aggregate, neither collections, neither outside of that. So therefore, this is absolutely empty of inherent, truly existing. So while trying to meditate on that emptiness, again we recite some more mantras. So try to meditate on that emptiness as much as you can. Ayata o mune mune ma monae so. 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 So the so-called the self or I is merely leveled by the thoughts, the mind. There's nothing more than that. While it's merely leveled by thoughts and the mind, at the same time, it has the ability to functions, experience happiness, suffering, the potential to create happiness, the potential to create help, benefit, harm. So not only the self, even the mantra, the sound, the practice itself, everything the path, the state of enlightenment, the step, the goal, all of them are embrace of inherently or truly existent. All the phenomena. There's nothing that exists truly or inherently. Everything is merely labeled by the thought on the basis. It exists only on merely level. Okay, then I think, of course, I think we went much more than we planned. So we just recite the foundation of good qualities quickly. We don't have much time to do the meditations, but we just try to recite it. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with a great respect. Understanding that precious freedom, this rebirth, is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind with that unceasingly day and night take its descent. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remembering how quickly it decays and death comes. After the death, just like a shadow, follow the body, the result of black and white karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me to always be careful to abandon even the slightest negative actions and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking samsaric pleasure is the door to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish to the bliss of liberation. Did by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great cautious arise. The root of the teaching is keeping the Pratimoksha vow. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all the mother transmigratory beings. Please bless me to see this and train in supreme bodhicitta, and they bear the responsibility of freeing transmigratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With this clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with a great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to the wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the Fortunate One, the Supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing two attainments is keeping the pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect those vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of two stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing great energy, never giving up the fourth session, please bless me to realize the teaching of the holy gurus. Like that, may the gurus who showed the noble path and the spiritual friend who practice it have a long life. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrance. In all my lives, never separated from the perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing qualities of the ground and the path, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So before the dedications, then you can visualize the golden throne, the precious golden throne, and the cushions of Lord of Sun and Moon, dissolve into the heart of the Guru Buddha Shakyamuni. And Guru Buddha Shakyamuni dissolve into the light from the top and downwards. And the light dissolve into ourselves. So each of those Buddha dissolve into each of those sentient beings in ourselves. And our most subtle body, speech, and mind, and the Guru and the Buddha Shakyamuni's holy body, speech, and mind become inseparable oneness. And all our realization has been strongly rooted and stabilized. Okay, so then before, we have dedication. So you have a dedication list, so we can recite that and then.
To all those mother sentient beings who have obstacles, such as John and Jana Bailey, Key, Kai Harper's wife, Paula, Monaro, and Dylan. And to all those mother sentient beings who are experiencing illness, such as Rowena, Charmaine, Ramel Hughes, Venerable George, Kai Harper, Luis Dominguez, Jamie Kim, Sandra Thomas, Mike Parr, Linda Mackel, Mitsuyoshi Otanari, Emma Kruger, and to all those mother sentient beings who have passed away, such as Donna Wood, Dharma, the beloved dog, Joe, Jordan, Bernice Endy, Eric, Dale, Judith, Nuzaraf, Ansel, Phoebe, Meryl Hunt, Colin Powell.
Okay, so then we'll do the dedications there. May all beings everywhere plagued by the suffering of body and the mind obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merit. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depressions. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May all those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drink. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May those forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains, bountiful harvests. May all medicine be effective and wholesome prayer bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be free from all elements. Whatever disease they are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightening cease to be afraid, and those bound be free. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each others. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Before we do the long life prayers, also we take a few moments to dedicate all the virtues that ourselves have created and all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all other sentient beings created in 3 times. May we be able to achieve fully enlightenment as quick as possible and liberate all sentient beings to that fully enlightened state. And may each and every sentient being be able to actualize and fully develop the bodhicitta mind and wisdom realizing emptiness as soon as possible. Those who have already actualized, not to diminish, but increase more and more. Due to Tibetan merit, which empty from its own side, may I be able to achieve fully enlightenment, which empty from its own side, for the benefit of all sentient beings, which is empty from its own side, and lead them to fully enlightenment, which is empty from its own side. So then we do the long life prayer. Yigden kamde pende malu pa kangle chungwe sanbe yishi no gardin chungme tenzen jaso la sowa deso tuje lundu sho tu changshin jamgen jawe tenzin jompe kun so toporo zui cho son we le mo tu jo da so do je gundo shapen cho. So maybe you want to share the multiplying mantras. Chum de she shabada jamba yang da ba zo ve sang Namba nang ze wei ye ya bo la cha cha lo chang ju samba chen bo kun do sambo la cha ta da pen ze kriya awa bo da ni so om duru duru za mo ge so ta da pen ze kriya awa bo da ni so om duru duru za mo ge so ta da pen ze kriya awa bo da ni so om duru duru za mo ge so ta da pen ze kriya awa bo da ni so om duru duru za mo ge so ta da pen ze kriya awa bo da ni so duru duru za mo ge so ta da pen ze kriya awa bo da ni so duru duru za mo ge so ta da pen ze kriya awa bo da ni so duru duru za mo ge so ha de shabada jamba yang da bo zo ve yang de shabada jamba de shabada jamba yang da bo zo ve sang ge mi la be de yi ja bo la cha cha lo de shabada jamba yang da bo zo ve sang ge wa ta mo lo tam je ra be du ve ja bo la cha cha lo due to the power of the blessing of the imminent Buddhas and both of the power infallible depending arising the power of the pure special attitudes, may all my prayer success immediately. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining and have a good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.